Basically, I started my journey in the year 2007. Coming from a background of finance, I've done my EMS from Nursing Munji, did my MBA from SPJM. At that time, I realized that I'm not a guy who's going to be very interested in doing just a desk job or crunching numbers. And coming from a family where my grandfather was one of the well-known contractors of Mumbai, and so-called real estate was always there in the blood, I realized that why not explore something into the development side, into real estate side, working with a bigger company where the exposure would be all round, not just with numbers or specific portfolios. It should be maybe all across the spectrum we could explore. And then that's when I got my first break with the Vadhva Group in the year 2007. I was fortunate under the leadership of Mr. Sanjay Chhabria and Mr. Vijay Vadhva. I got a break in Vadhva Group, where I was appointed as a business development manager and got to focus on various tasks of acquisition, redevelopment, old and new project rehabilitation, and got a entry into a company which was very young, upcoming, at the same time was on the growing spree. So was able to touch my hands upon a lot of facets of the real estate industry. There was never the whole idea of getting into entrepreneurship on your own. It was always because I didn't come from a family which was a first generation developer or had that capital, the risk capital to put into real estate line. But when I worked in my stint at Vadhva Group, I really understood that few things which were very important, which I learned from there, was your ability to take risk, your intent to deliver, and your basically understanding of the overall real estate development model, where I felt it was quite an interesting facet where we were able to look at various things, where you could play with large numbers, you could do a development which would give you a lot of recognition in the society. You could do large scale development where you are inherently bringing in a lot of job and wage development, where you're giving employment to a lot of people. As a team, I saw in my stint at Vadhva Group that so many families were dependent on you as an entrepreneur, when you were having a development model where into various departments the kind of employment was very good. Banks were supportive if your intentions were good and you had a fairly good reputation and name. So I felt yes, it's a good business model where if the capital structure is in place and your ability to do and execute large level of business with a right team setup or a right organizational strength, it's a good model where you can go on your own. That was the idea, and that made me subsequently join another company called Parini Developers, where I was given a good podium and a bench and a platform where I could perform as an entrepreneur in a kind of a sweat equity model, where I was remunerated for my input to the organization and my scalability which I brought to the organization. And with about 7.5 8 years of working in a corporate environment, I thought it was the right time that now it's your own leap of faith has to be taken and go to the next level and maybe try to be 100% in control of what you envisaged and dreamt of. And that got me to give birth to something like Paradigm Realty in 2014. I think yes, of course, given the environment that real estate is in, where we are dependent on not just capabilities within the organization, but dependency on government rules in terms of approval nuances, having a capital structure in place where your funding arrangements are taken care, having right land partners where you're able to acquire the land, clear the land, get it into a level where you can start delivering, then having challenges of able to sell, collect cash flows and construct and deliver in the timeline. Then an environment like RERA coming in. So I think ever since our inception, we've only faced challenges. First the demonetization, then the RERA coming in, then GST coming in, then we had this current difficulty of NBFCs and home loans not granting cash flows. So in our journey of 3.5 years, we've only seen ups and downs of a larger magnitude. But one thing, yes, again it narrows down to one, you need to be very lucky to have a good team. If you have a good top organization, we have a very good top management where each one is handling their own portfolio and domain and handling it to the T. I mean, they're considering the organization as if it's their own, and that's the way they have the complete authority, responsibility and ownership for their portfolio. We are very happy to have good partners. I mean, good syndicate partners where either the landlords or joint developers or you may say bank partners, where bank funding partners who had faith in us, who pitched out the confidence on our company that we could turn around a project. So I think it's not a game of an only person or an entrepreneur doing this. It's a teamwork, right? From internal team of your organization to external people, and it's good wishes and hard work of all of them coming together that's helped us today to deliver about 1,000 apartments in a span of less than 3.5-4 years. So I think it's been a fabulous journey. So addressing your question in the right manner, I think there is no competition amongst developers here, where I think there is, it's an ocean of opportunity. Bombay being a city where there's three-side water. So it's an ocean of opportunity where each one has enough based on its capital structure, based on the risk appetite, based on kind of development you hear them want to do. So when we got in, of course, our major focus was to have a good infrastructure and logistics support. Where today we understood that real estate development is no more like 4 or 5 people coming in together and start making a building. There has to be proficiency amongst all the various portfolios, right from finance, right from fundraising, right from sales, collection, call center, CRM department. Then you have a marketing department. You have very important consultants on board who give you the right roadmap. Then there is proficiency and technology in terms of construction, the ability to deliver fast. So when we started with a team of 4 people, and today as we talk we are about 175 and still counting. What more importantly we realized is, as and when we started developing a bandwidth which was focused towards addressing each core portfolio, that's when we started realizing that yes, we can do more number of projects, we can have scalability in our approach, and there were people who are accountable to basically address each problem or each challenge, rather than just keeping the monkey on someone else's back. There was a level of accountability that came in. So yes, the thing which I can differentiate from others is we have a very good, well qualified, and you can say a very youth oriented organization where the average age is about 32, 33. So people from 24, 25 up to 35, 37 is the bandwidth where there. So there's a lot of energy that comes in the organization from people being young, people just being fresh from college or with few years of experience. So it's easier to mold them, it's easier to groom them towards the ethics and the culture of the organization, and the ability to work harder is there and make more mistakes and learn from that. So we are a company which is a very open culture where we allow people to make mistakes, we ensure that they learn from that, we ensure we handhold them. So our whole differentiator amongst other people may be the level of team that we have, and our ability to strike a good balance with strategic partners from project to project, which really takes a lot of load or dependency on one organization or one promoter. It is divided amongst more number of people. That's, I think, an edge. To our whole philosophy of businesses, we like to have a capital closure before we start a project, where if tomorrow sales are not done, if tomorrow recovery is not coming, if tomorrow going forward project is stuck up due to whatever reasons for 3-6 months, how are we going to address crisis? How are we going to address any force measure that comes in? Because only thing certain in our industry is uncertainty. So how do we tackle uncertainty in terms of if any project faces that difficulty? So we ensure that we have a proper financial closure either from bank or NBFC to meet construction money. We ensure that we have discipline of funds where we don't try to fudge monies from one project to other. Each of the 6-7 projects we are doing have been considered as a separate business unit, separate isolated portfolio. So that focused approach has helped us. 3, we ensure along with it not to remove the project money from the project until completion is done. So when the focus is towards completing the product on time, so the monies have to be made available, the working capital, to ensure that the project is delivered on time and you honor the commitment. Today's era, it's imperative that the developer completes on time, otherwise there are huge criminal and legal implications and tarnishing of a goodwill. So we ensure that we like to complete the project in our given time of 2 to 3 years, whichever we commit to our clients, and not compromise anywhere on the quality or cut corners. So I think it is a discipline of approach that we are willing to carry, which is a very important value system we have tried to inculcate in our organization. So in the year 2017, we delivered our first project at Santa Cruz called Vogue. It was a high-end luxury building which we completed in a span of less than 2 years. In 2018, we are delivering our another very reputed project in the vicinity of Khar called Nivan. It houses about 50 to 60 apartments and having a commercial and a retail space. We delivered these two. In January this year, in 2018, we delivered about 350 apartments in our flagship project Ananda, being the tenant side of the project that we delivered. In 2019, by the financial year end, we'll deliver another 350 projects of our 2-acre complex Ananda in Borivali. And we have one more delivery slated in June in our project called Casa Plaza in Borivali. So apart from these 4 projects, we've got about 2020 and 21 3 more projects that we've looked at delivery. One at Oshiwara called El Signora, budgeted 1-bedroom apartments. Our Borivali East project, Ariana Residency, that's about 70 lakh rupees, 1-bedroom apartments. And we have 2 projects which are a joint venture with Hoptown. It's called Premier at Warsaw and Chembur Seasons that we have slated for delivery in 21. We've got a budget housing project in Thane called Zenith Residency, which we've slated for delivery in 2021. So basically we try to target every year about 400 to 500 apartments that we can deliver. So about average, we're doing about 500 apartments a year. So next year we'll be doing about 1,000 apartments a year. So the whole focus of the company is to deliver projects on a constant basis, but not to burden the company with all projects at the similar level, where if 2 projects are at start, then 2 are at completion, 2 are at midway. So that way the cash flow, working capital requirements are able to do justice to the said project. And going forward, again with the slated about close to 3,000 homes delivery by 21, we have our one very important project in Oshiwara, that's about 10 acres of land. We'll come out with a very big residential complex that we should be announcing towards the mid next year. And that's going to be having about 2,500-3,000 apartments too. So we are mainly focusing on more budget apartments, typically ticket sizes of 60-70 lakhs to 1.5 crore, more affordable segment, and give people the best value of money in the given budget and connectivity in terms of closer to the central CBD areas of Bombay, and give them amenities, quality, timeline delivery, and in terms of well-planned apartments, beautiful cross ventilation, no wastages in passages. Try to give an effective and efficient product. That's where our whole synthesis is. And we want to ensure that we try and give about 500 to 1,000 apartments delivery going each year from 19 onwards. That's the focus area, and mainly focus on Mumbai and regions in and around Mumbai. Well, absolutely. Today, with the going times, the way we are marching in such a meteoric speed ahead in terms of digitalization, any technology today that comes in which can enhance the working environment, increase the efficiency towards the output of the set objective of a portfolio, and reduces the dependency on human intervention in terms of accountability, is always welcome. Like for example, in construction technology now, gone are the old days where people used to have conventional technology. Now we are using technology like formwork shuttering, steel shuttering, where we save a lot of time in terms of construction. Site hygiene and safety is better. We are having more speed in terms of construction timeline, and we are doing better quality where you can avoid waterproofing, you are avoiding things like plastering, and already prefabricated technologies available, with which the construction overall is going to be more top of the line, is going to be better quality for years to come, and is going to carry a good stable quality in terms of technology towards the ground. Now, other part is in terms of technology which we are using within the organization. That is, today we are using a lot of tools like Salesforce, etc., where we are able to integrate our interdepartment teams working together, where each team is aware about what is exactly happening within the organization. Then, of course, various other technology tools are there which are available, which helps the individual person to maintain a good information system, where continuously follow-up of people can be reduced, and each one is clear of what are their deliverables and how they are recording it on a platform. So those kind of technologies we are adopting. In terms of digital sphere, now today gone are the days where we are just couriering things, or maybe just emailing things across, or having hand delivery of paper going on. With the way the world is moving, with the digital media people being so savvy on digital media, all the tools like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, etc., where the visibility is so much. If it is used to the advantage, there's a podium available to any industry, not just real estate, to portray what they're doing, to ensure they get the right eyeballs. You can do a lot of focused area marketing. You can be present across geographies and countries where you want to target. So these things are available with the increased technology.